everybody. We have a wild one. Peter is back for a full stream. We have Soto news going on. It looks like the Yankees are on the verge of acquiring him, Peter. We're going to be breaking that down. That is the breaking news, is that the news is going to be broken most likely during this stream right now. And Ohtani, we have him continuing to be on the verge of a decision, Peter. Welcome back, and hopefully he actually makes a decision this time. But the breaking news... Okay, so something also just got tweeted. So the breaking news is that, Juan Soto's about to get traded here.
Is that confirmed? I mean, I've been seeing reports here, but
Hector Gomez said they're just waiting on physicals. So take that as you will.
That's big news. That puts more pressure on the Toronto Blue Jays to get something done here on the Ohtani front. I mean, we've been talking about Juan Soto as a potential target for the Blue Jays, but hey, if this happens, then the Blue Jays time clock is ticking here, and they got to get something done more than ever.
Yeah,
so,
it's looking like it's going to happen. 6 minutes ago, another Yankees reporter said Juan Soto to the Yankees is getting close, according to source. So we're going to break down the live package with that as it happens. And not only that, of course, the Soto stuff the Ohtani stuff could happen at any minute. But the breaking stuff right now is about, obviously, Juan Soto, which is wild. And, of course, we'll go over Jays news with Ohtani, them being favorites, according to a couple of sources. And Morrissey just tweeted that decision will be made by the end of the weekend at the latest. So that's lovely.
We just keep waiting here, but yeah, this is big news for the Yankees. I wonder what their lineup is going to look like when it comes to who's lining up in the outfield. I don't think they want to have Aaron Judge play center field every day, not with his injury history. Maybe that's why they got Alex Verdugo. He's a guy that has played some center field, but still maybe not someone you want out there every day. So Kevin Kiermaier continues to be a name that we're looking at here for the Yankees as a potential everyday center fielder. He showed that he could handle that load last year with the Jays. So it's tightening up. The AL East just keeps getting better and better, Nick, and the Jays just can't escape that. So there's urgency for them to win, but there's urgency for them to make the team significantly better because everyone is looking to get better. Even the Boston Red Sox, they're meeting with Yoshinobu Yamamoto. They're trying to get moves done here. So Tampa Bay, maybe they're selling, but they always find a way to be good. AL East is going to be great.
It's looking like, so Ohtani, that should happen hopefully in the next few days. It could happen any minute. No one really knows. It just depends on his decision. But the Soto stuff is interesting for the Yankees, and it kind of sets up a potential disaster situation for the Blue Jays regarding a start to winter meetings. I mean, if Soto signs and then Ohtani doesn't sign with the Jays, or if Soto gets traded, and Ohtani doesn't sign with the Jays, Peter, we're looking at a potential disaster situation here compared to what we were thinking, at least regarding Soto being a backup plan, because this trade is going to happen any minute live right now, and it has a lot of effects on the Jays. And we'll go over some Ohtani news as well, because there is also a lot of that.
Yeah, well, we're not sure. We're not sure what's going to shake up here for the Jays if they don't land Shohei Ohtani, because it seems like they're all in on that front. And Ross Atkins got a late start to the winter meetings. Other teams are starting to sign free agents, and the Jays remain locked in on Ohtani. I think there's a good chance that that's going to happen, but I think we can close the door on the Soto front right now just because of what we've been hearing in the past couple of days. And in the past 10 minutes, it seems like it's coming. So who knows, man? But yeah, the Jays are going to have to shift their focus if they can't get Ohtani. I don't think it's doom and gloom like you're painting it here, Nick. I still think there are ways that the team can be very good if they acquire other guys on the trade market or maybe other under the radar free agents. But definitely Ohtani is the one that would make them a contender. I don't see anyone else on the open market right now that would help push them to that level.
No, and it seems like the Yankees are going to give up Drew Thorpe and Michael King, is what some are reporting. It hasn't happened yet, but that's going to happen any minute. Yankees can have Soto enjoy. Just got wins $600 million from the Dodgers in transition right now. Arson Judge. Yeah, Peter, some reports came out yesterday. I have a few reports. I'll get screenshots up. We'll get some of the Ohtani news flowing because there's a lot to break down. And I'll show you a few different tweets and things of that nature, and we'll go over what we're looking at to be the potential thing for Ohtani while we wait. Because again, there's a good chance. I mean, Ohtani, we don't know when he's going to sign. He could sign right now for all we know. No one really knows when Ohtani's going to make his decision. But Peter, according to this former GM TSN guy, he gives the Jays the edge. You can see it on your screen now. I would personally give the Blue Jays the favorite to land him right now. I would give them a greater than 50% chance of landing Ohtani.
Wow.
So this morning on First Up told us, yeah. Now, he's a former GM, correct?
Yeah, with the New York Mets, Steve Phillips.
So that's interesting. I don't know the best way.
He's got sources.
Yeah.
Let me just nip this here. He's got sources, but he is a TSN guy. So obviously they want to see Ohtani in the Canadian market, in the Toronto market. So I understand what he's saying. And the Jays are right in the mix right until the very end. I'd still give the edge to the Dodgers here as we speak. But Steve Phillips, he's not a Canadian. He's American. So I guess you could.
And that's the second guy now.
Yeah. Look, I
Third,
mean,
maybe.
These are two reports that we've seen from one ESPN guy, one former GM, and Steve Phillips. Hector Gomez as well reported that the Jays were right in the mix. So.
Ben Nicholson-Smith in his article yesterday night also had a rival agent say he believes the Jays are the favorite. So that's the fourth. That is the fourth.
I can see it. It's becoming more and more likely as the days pass because the Dodgers could have gotten something done a while ago if they truly wanted, and just hasn't happened yet. So holding out hope. I'm holding out hope that the Jays – and another thing, the Jays met with Shohei Ohtani at their player development complex.
Yeah.
Was
the
it
big
yesterday?
News. Yeah, it was the big news.
Yesterday or
it would have been the day
Monday?
Before yesterday because the news came out about it yesterday.
So Monday. And if he's not seriously considering signing with the Blue Jays, why would he take that flight across the country to go look at a player development facility? Something that's something very minute in my opinion, and obviously that's a big selling point for the Toronto Blue Jays because it's state of the art and it's probably the best facility in all of Major League Baseball. So especially for a player that's going to be rehabbing a significant injury, that could sway his decision pretty significantly. So, but why would he take that trip across the country to go from LA all the way to Florida, all the way to Dunedin and check out that player development complex if he wasn't giving the Blue Jays a serious look? So that's my thinking over here.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know. I can't see the Dodgers getting Ohtani after what Robert said. Yeah, Peter, I don't know. You weren't there for it yesterday. I'm assuming, were you caught up with the whole debacle that happened yesterday?
I saw what happened. Dave Roberts leaked. He paused like 5 seconds before he finally leaked that the Dodgers and Ohtani met. And I mentioned this to you, Nick. Maybe I blew it out of proportion, but I think you were right in saying that I think we're blowing this whole thing out of the water. And if he really wanted to go to a team, would he hold it against him? Like everyone knows that the Dodgers and Jays are in on him now. That's been leaked over the past couple of weeks here, and we've been just getting fed constant information. So if he truly wanted to go to either one of those teams, I don't think he would give up that $600 million in the spot that he wants to be in just because a Twitter report came out.
I agree with that, especially on the Jays front. And I don't think ultimately if Ohtani is going to sign with the Dodgers, he won't not sign because of what Robert said. But what I will say, Peter, is that their GM and their president of baseball came out immediately after, wouldn't say anything about Ohtani, and said they were shocked that Dave Roberts said that. And Dave Roberts kind of was he got a message. So ultimately he shouldn't have said it, but two things can be true. He shouldn't have said it, and it won't affect anything. Both of those things can be true.
And I'm not a big fan of John Heyman. That's been very well documented, Nick, and neither are you.
Nope.
I think we've really made that clear over the past year here on our videos. But he did say one thing that I agree with, and this is a huge missed opportunity to attract more people to Major League Baseball because this is the biggest superstar that we've ever seen hit the market in Shohei Ohtani. And he's been very tight-lipped about his free agency. When LeBron hit free agency in the NBA, they had a whole 1-hour decision show on which team he would pick. Like this could have been a huge opportunity for Ohtani to get more eyeballs on him as if he didn't have enough. But he's wanted to keep it close to his chest. I appreciate that. I respect that. And
we have some news. We have some
He could have
news.
had a few more. Let's go.
There's going to
What
be
is
some
it?
interrupting. I apologize ahead of time, Peter, but I'm going to.
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
So,
You're the guy.
if you are a Soto fan, it's not fully confirmed, but here is what is believed to be the package. It just got revealed by Bobby Malone. We have another report saying Padres Yankees close on a deal. The Padres are expected to receive as many as 5 players, including Michael King, Drew Thorpe, one of the Yankees' top prospects, could also be among the players. So it's looking like a package of 5 players, including the top 100 prospect in Drew Thorpe and Michael King, who was an ace last year. So it's not fully breaking yet, but that package is finally we actually have a package that's out there. Peter, that I don't know if the Jays could even offer anything remotely like close to that. Really, I mean they could. It depends if they value Manoah or King more, and then Tiedemann would have to be. It would have been included absolutely.
Well, King is good, but he also only became a starter later on in the year. So the Yankees stretched him out
Yep.
of necessity because they just weren't performing up to the level. So
Maybe
I'm
they
not
not.
too high on King.
I'm
And
not
someone
either.
mentioned that King is older than Juan Soto as well. So that's another way you could look at it. I don't think he's the headliner of that package. He would definitely help out the Padres next year and in
Yeah,
limiting their payroll and in their starting rotation, but I'm not too sold on him.
they've been the Yankees been holding out on him. Past 3 years, he's played 100 games to like a 2.7 ERA. So he's
Well, he's
been
been a reliever.
yeah.
He's been a reliever.
Oh yeah.
So they finally gave
I
him
don't.
a
I'm not
shot
sold
there
on
in
him
the
as a starter
rotation.
either. Either way, he's a valuable piece. I don't think, and the Yankees are trying to hold out on him. And ultimately, they had to get it done. I mean, I don't know why they were really. I mean, I do understand he has nasty stuff, but he would be a Thorpe would be the Tiedemann equivalent in regarding prospects, and then you would have King, I
Hmm.
guess, to Manoah, and then we would also probably be giving up Barriera. If you're looking at a Blue Jays comp, it would probably be something along those lines.
Yeah. And,
Which
and it's not confirmed yet either.
nope,
So let's pump the brakes on it. But it does
it's
look
gonna
like
happen. Morrissey just said
it
it's gonna
does
happen
look
by
like
the
it's gonna
end of
happen.
the next few hours. He's confirmed, or at least basically confirmed.
Hopefully on this live stream. That would be
I
cool.
hope so as well. We have John Boy saying King. He's expecting, or perhaps King, Thorpe, Brito, Vasquez, and Higgy. And Cronenworth is also might be included in the deal, so that's interesting. But yeah, back to the Otani stuff. It was really weird. I don't know. Yesterday was a wild. It was just strange. We had all that Dave Roberts stuff that came out, and then we have to this morning. I woke up to them being the favorites according to some people. We had some other leaks saying from incarcerated Bob, who's actually gotten some things right. If you know about him, Peter, he's actually gotten some things right in the past. But he has it down to the Angels and the Blue Jays, which has been interesting.
The Angels and the Blue Jays. Wow.
He said the Dodgers are still very much in it, but they might need to go higher in their bid to get back in the lead. I'm not going to lie to you. It seems like the Jays are in the lead right now. If you're in the chat, how are you feeling? Confident? Not confident? Peter, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good because a decision hasn't been made yet, and the Jays have still been in the thick of things the entire time. So that's good news. However you decide to look at it, that's good. But when it comes to the offer that the Dodgers made, it appears to me that the Jays have made the most significant offer of any
Yes.
team. I mean, that's why they're still in this, and um, they've probably outbid the Dodgers here. So crazy,
Yeah.
really crazy
Seems the
stuff.
Jays are leading. We also have some reports as well from John Heyman, like you mentioned earlier. I don't know if you mentioned this, I was reading. But basically that he said that Otani said during the season that he liked the idea of Toronto to his teammates if Los Angeles wasn't the place to go. So, I mean, there seems to be a lot of things here. And then there was also a report, Peter, that it was just from Rob Longley of the Toronto Star. They talked and asked Rogers about their potential offer, and the source suggested well over $500 million, 500 million US offer.
Probably closer to
Six.
six if it's my guess. But man,
I'd
that's a
report.
lot of money, and his money's 30% more valuable in Canada as well. So
Oh
let's
yeah,
keep that in mind.
that's that's a good point here. I heard reports from last week that the Jays will try to outbid whoever has the highest offer. You get the edge on re-signing rental guys. That is a good point. I mean, they also just traded for Verlander, which is unfortunate. Or not Verlander. What am I
Who?
saying? Verdugo. Verdugo.
Yeah.
They traded for Verdugo, which isn't
Well,
unfortunate
like
for
I said
Yankees fans.
before,
It
it's
is.
probably for someone to play center field because I know they don't want Aaron Judge to play center field every day. And he's 32. He's only played 100 odd games there. and I don't think he's an everyday center fielder. He could be, but it's not good on the old knees there.
I believe a report came out that they want to play Juan Soto in left. Just interesting.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. Yeah.
Whoa, John Morrissey saying 14 seconds ago, Alex Verdugo is not going to San Diego in the Juan Soto trade agreement that is on the verge of being finalized. We should be able, Peter, I think we'll be breaking it any minute now. Any minute we will be breaking this Juan Soto trade. So, okay, that makes sense. I mean, Verdugo, so they traded Verdugo with the sense of having him as a compliment. So the outfield of Soto, Judge, Verdugo, assuming it happens. A little bit, I wanted the Jays that, Juan Soto, Yankees now close to being finalized. Michael Kenneth Thorpe is definitely going, okay? So take that as you will. Peter, we're going to have to play against Juan Soto. Oh,
I'd rather have Shohei Ohtani on my team.
I do too, but okay, I'm not going to be a pessimist today. Don't be. Okay, let me ask you this, though, Peter, and Chad as well.
Yeah.
We strike out on, so it's not really striking out on Soto. I think they're fully diverged to their Ohtani. I don't know why the Padres didn't wait until the Ohtani sweepstakes were over, but put that aside. What's the next play if we don't get Ohtani? What would we be happy with? Bellinger?
I mean, it would be a little bit of a disappointment to have to settle for Cody Bellinger, but I don't know if the Jays would do it in that
250 plus, too. That's what he wants, 250 plus.
If they don't get Ohtani, I'm afraid that a rebuild or a sort of retool might be in the cards.
I know Shane's here. I think Soler.
But that's not enough.
I know.
That's not enough.
If the Jays get Ohtani, Dodgers get Yamamoto, Dylan Cease trade, that would be interesting. That would be very interesting. Thank you for the donation. I do have all my animations back in order now today. I did get all that going. Taxes are higher in LA. I think, they're basically the same. Soto is about to be traded.
Martin, thank you for the $10.
You can read that one, Pete.
You guys are the best. True fans. I just follow the Jays casually, but when I do, it's with Jays Digest. Like talking baseball with my buddies. Thanks. Well, thanks to you, Martin. We appreciate the donation.
Thank you, Martin.
And it means a lot to us. We just want to bring you guys the most news that we can. Everything that we hear, we try to include it in our videos, and it means the world to us to have over 10,000 subscribers now. And we're on the road to 12,500 by the end of December, right?
Correct.
Nick? Is that the goal?
Yep. By the end of December, 12,500. It's a hard goal, but we're pushing for it. And
we've hit every benchmark that we've tried to get here.
We might need that Christmas Eve stream. We might need that Christmas Eve stream.
Maybe. Well, I'd be down for that. But we hit 5,000 on Christmas Eve last year.
Yep.
We hit 10,000 before the month of December, which was our goal this year.
Now we're grinding.
And I don't see why we can't hit this one. You guys have been killing it when it comes to the support and just the overall appearances that you guys have been making. I mean, 553 people
Shout out everyone
are in this live stream on a Wednesday at noon. That's crazy stuff. I know maybe some of your lunch breaks and you wanted to get either the beginning or the tail end of this live stream, but shout out to each and every one of you.
How'd you change the Vladdy graphic to Ohtani today? I said it. If he goes, I'll definitely change the donation graphic. Votto is done. I just joined now. Verdugo's a Yankee and Soto's also going to be. I mean, we got to give shout out to, I guess, the Yankees. I mean, they went for it. Like, that was the most obvious trade for them. Once he was in the block, they needed to make a move. But Peter, a 3-4, a 2-3, whatever you do of Soto Judge, that gives me nightmares. Left, right, too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But
it is
what it is. To beat the best, you gotta add, and you gotta be the best. It's that simple. So if the Jays get Ohtani, and
look, if it's Ohtani, I don't care. But if we don't get Ohtani, I'm stressing out. We're gonna have an emergency stream.
Yeah, for sure. But
thank you, Doug.
I think there's a good chance. We got to remain positive, and I think the Jays kind of switched off their switch when it came to Juan Soto because they're very confident in their ability to get Shohei Ohtani. So, look, you got to get the job done. Job's not finished.
This is terrifying. Vlad and Bo going nowhere. It's wild. I'd rather gamble and ready. How much of initial impact does Soto hypothetically make with the Yankees? The only reason they have any success because of the God-tier offense. I would say, Peter, let me ask you this question now because we can get into some hypotheticals here. Who do you think this puts the Yankees at the top of the AL East as it stands now with no Ohtani in the play? Let's say Ohtani doesn't go to the AL East.
Yeah. Okay. I'd say so. Unless Jackson Holiday comes up at the beginning of next season and he's already an all-star level player for the Baltimore Orioles, then
If he does
right
that,
now
yeah.
I would put the Yankees at the top because we gotta be objective here, Nick, and we gotta admit that a lot of their guys underperformed last
Yep.
year. Like Carlos Rodon, who signed that monster deal. I think he'll be back. I think he'll have a good season. Um, I mean,
Their pitching's bad.
they're in on most players right now. But I don't think their pitching's bad. Their bullpen's okay. But with Soto, I mean, they probably have the best lineup in the AL East as it stands right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd agree
I'd
with
give
that.
him the edge.
I have no faith,
Now.
faith in the Orioles whatsoever anymore. None. Zero.
Really?
None. I mean, the playoffs, that is. Regular season, they'll probably still be very good. We just saw it last year. They got absolutely. They need to add. They don't have this.
That was their
I get
first
it, I get it.
postseason experience,
I get it.
man. I mean, they have a couple of rookies or a second-year player and a rookie as their best players. They need
But that's my
time.
point, though.
They wanna-
I agree with that, but I'm saying if they had the money to actually add MLB caliber players to their team that aren't like rookies, they would be so much better. We were having that discussion yesterday. Like if they had the payroll to add a guy like even Bellinger for them would be, or someone who would fit in. That's like a veteran guy. They don't have many of them.
They can make trades, though.
That's what they can do,
trades.
and they're ready for position for that.
And they lost Felix Bautista as
Kills
well.
They're getting
which
Kimbrel though.
killed
They got Kimbrel today.
Yeah, they got Kimbrel, but they lost the best closer in baseball at the tail end of the season last year, and their bullpen suffered. Yanier Cano is not a closer. He's a good eighth inning guy, but he's not a closer. So I'm high on the Orioles. I think they can be really good. And Jackson Holiday is by far and away the best prospect in minor league baseball. And if he starts the season in Baltimore and he tears the cover off the ball, it's them and the Yankees as it stands right now. If the Yankees can get the job done on the Juan Soto deal. But there's going to be a lot of work done by the Jays, and I think they're going to be able to catch up.
Yeah, exactly. I think the Jays will catch up and be 1 or 2. I think that. Plus, we can expect some positive regression, aka progression, I guess, for the Blue Jays hitting staff this year, the hitters. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that would bring us back to the level. But I mean, right now, Shane's saying, yeah, I'm not sold on Rodon. I think he's hurt. I think he's very hurt. But Cole is the best pitcher in the AL East, so I don't know. Or the AL, that is, probably.
Might be the best pitcher in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, on a given year, depending on it's so strange. I don't know. I want Ohtani. And
who's more consistent than Garrett Cole? Year in, year out, this guy pitches 200 innings, has a mid-3 or sub-3 ERA, strikes out a ton of guys. Like, who's legitimately better and more consistent than Garrett Cole?
Not many. And I'm quickly going to throw this up because this just popped up on my timeline again in case you missed it. And it will be included in our recap today. But, Peter, this was what was said in Ben Nicholson-Smith's latest article. It said, any prediction on Ohtani amounts to an educated guess at best, but Ohtani's list of finalists appears to be the Dodgers, Jays, Giants, and Angels. Yet some of hers, Cubs are out, whatever. And one rival executive with knowledge of talks now sees the Jays as leaders, and for others, the Dodgers remain potential favorites. Now, what do you think is taking so long? Do you think it's him working in the opt-outs? Do you think he has his decision made?
Yeah.
I'd like to think he knows what team he's going to.
That's what it is. It's the opt-outs. I think he likes the idea of hitting free agency again after he pitches a full season. I think he'll be back on the mound, and I think he'll be able to put a great season together on the bump. So I'm not worried about him getting paid again when he hits the free agent market at 31 years old. So I think he's looking for that opt-out after 2 years, and maybe that's why rival executives see the Blue Jays as favorites as opposed to the Dodgers, because the Dodgers may be hesitant to give him that opt-out. Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts aren't getting any younger. They're still great players. But you want to have Ohtani around as long as possible, because when those guys aren't able to carry the load anymore, then you turn the guard over to Shohei. So I think the Dodgers are hesitant to give him that deal, and maybe that's why the Jays are front runners as it appears right now around the industry.
Ben Nicholson-Smith just tweeted, Scott Boras, when asked about Ross Atkins, said he was, quote, flying around trying to make the team better. Just dropped. So that's interesting. I mean, obviously, I'd assume so. But I don't know. Again, all these moves, I suspect once the Ohtani thing goes down, we'll have like a million moves right after that. If he comes to Jays 2024, should be able to pitch in playoffs? I don't think so. I think he's not pitching the entire year. I think 2025 is his earliest.
That ship. But that's my point with the Blue Jays is that they don't need him to pitch. Obviously, he's one of the top 10 starting pitchers in baseball when healthy. But look at the Jays rotation and how they performed last year. And if you add a bounce back Alek Manoah to the fold, I mean, what are we even talking about here? This is, again, a top 5 rotation, may even be top 3 if Alek Manoah finds his form over there. So we're looking at an unbelievable rotation. We're looking at a great bullpen yet again with all those pieces that are in place. I mean, there's no pressure on Ohtani here to pitch. He doesn't have that same luxury in LA. He's obviously not going to pitch no matter what the circumstance is, but you're going to have 2, maybe even 3 rookies in the starting 5 when it comes to starting pitching for the Dodgers. So, I mean, that's big. He's never had a rotation as good as the Blue Jays would be able to offer him. So that could be a huge selling point for him in this deal.
Peter, I asked this at the kind of start of every stream, and I'll ask it again to get the chat going. I want to get your opinion on this as well. Give me your percentage chance of level of confidence you think I guess the percentage chance you think in 0 to 100 that we get Ohtani. Let us know in the chat as well your number, because mine has slowly went up over the past 3 or 4 streams. So let us know in the chat. Nick, I'll answer that question in a second. 0 to 100, what is your percentage? And
I think it's 50-50.
50-50.
50-50 for me, Nick. It's a 2-team race.
Mine was 25 on, what was it, Monday? It was 35 yesterday. I think we're going to go up to 40 today. I think it's 40. I do think it's more so. Maybe I move that up. I don't know. I don't know. This is good.
For all those reasons that I just mentioned, Nick, does it not make sense as to why Ohtani may be leaning towards Toronto?
And we don't even know. Okay, so 65, 60, 50, 50, 75, 50, 33, 40. There's a lot.
I mean, the optimism.
Yeah, most of them are like you. 75, 33. I like 33. I think 33 is nice and tame.
That's if you're including the other teams as well. If you're in the 30s, that's because you still have the Giants or the Braves or whatever other team in the mix. So, I mean,
according to betting odds, it's like, I don't know what the actual percentage would be translated to, like plus 160.
I think it'd be like
30 something.
40?
Yeah.
35, 40?
Yeah, I think 35 or 40.
And the Dodgers have that 60% chance.
We haven't heard any report. I guess we have. Maybe we haven't. We haven't because we're not in the Jays or on the Dodgers Twitter as much. But I mean, maybe the Jays backed off Soto because they know something. Thoughts on that, Peter?
Maybe they've backed off everybody because they know something. They're just waiting for this deal to go through. I mean, Ross Atkins right now, his sense of urgency for anyone not named Ohtani is very low. And to me, that's a good sign. That's a sign that maybe he's confident a deal can get done here and that he's just getting the details ironed out. So I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, well, what if you don't get him? Now Soto's off the board most likely. What's your backup plan? Maybe he doesn't need a backup plan, and that's encouraging to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's a I wouldn't say a decent chance, but there's a chance that Ohtani has said to Ross, and none of this is going to get leaked, that, you know, I feel we're probably going to sign with you. We're just ironing out some things. And maybe the Padres went to the Blue Jays because it's reported they had conversations and said, do you have any final big offer that can beat this Yankees offer, which would have to include Tiedemann and Manoah? And Ross says no, because we're going to get Ohtani. And that's why the deal is being done now. That is a very possible point. If you're in here, hit the like button. Over 600 of you. Huge shout out to, let's get to 100 likes. So, Peter, I think that's a possibility. Or it was just the fact that the Yankees paid exactly what the Dodgers wanted and they don't want to wait any longer.
And there's a question here, well, kind of a statement here from Tony Friend. But Ohtani cannot be the only piece added. I don't know what you think about this, Nick. I think he could be. Obviously, you got to fill out some other positions of need here. But I think he is the piece that puts the Jays over the top, and then everything else is just plug and play.
Well,
like, you don't need to get another superstar player.
Let's go through the lineup, assuming we have Ohtani, and we can go through and see if there's any holes. So I actually have one up here. It happened to be up before you asked that question. So Bichette, let's just go through them. So shortstop, Bichette, Vladdy at first, Jansen catcher, Springer right, Varsho center. And let's just assume we don't make any other moves. But that's a pretty dumb assumption. But let's assume we don't make any other moves. Third base, Kevin Biggio, most likely, would probably be the guy there. Or I guess Espinal as well, depending. Davis Schneider at second. And then left field, Nathan Lucas. Let's just plug in Max Kepler there. Someone of Max Kepler's level. Is that a World Series team?
Lineup? Or we can put Biggio in left or Candelario at third base. But I think
we can assume one more addition
of Ohtani. Yeah, you can put a mid-level player in either of those spots, and I think the Jays would be in World Series contention. And here's why. You get Ohtani. He's one of the best hitters in all of baseball. He's going to put up his numbers. You know what you're getting out of him. But when you have to pitch to that guy in the lineup, that gives a lot more good pitches to hit to Bo Bichette, to George Springer, to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., when you're insulated by superstar talent. And Ohtani is a superstar, so he can put the Jays over the top. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, and they have the best bullpen, top 3 bullpen in baseball, even if they don't re-sign Hicks. And then probably the top 3 rotation in baseball as well, assuming they get something out of Alek Manoah. So, the pieces are around it. They just need one more hitter. And let's not forget that Ohtani is the top 3 hitter in baseball. So, as good as his pitching is, he is borderline the best pitcher in baseball. So, or best hitter, sorry, and pitcher. These both of them, which is obviously crazy. That's the whole Ohtani thing. Yeah. And I don't know. It's interesting because that's the question. How do they respond? Does this put more pressure on Ross Atkins? Obviously it does with the Ohtani thing. It's an AL East rival. The best player on the market, not named Ohtani, will hypothetically be gone. What do you do? What's your next move? You're not going to pay $250 million for Cody Bellinger, I'd hope. Yamamoto's over $300 million, 10 years somehow. Hasn't pitched a game. It'll probably be worth it, but that's a crazy amount of money to pay someone who's never pitched in the MLB.
Yeah, he's got good stuff, and he's 25, so I understand the attraction from most teams.
I don't know if the Jays are going to do it.
I'm feeling confident, man. I'm feeling really confident, Nick, that the Jays can get something done here. I'm just, as the hours go by, as the minutes go by, we're just seeing more and more reports. Obviously, everything's about Juan Soto right now because a deal seems to be imminent. But Shohei, man, I think I think they're going to get it done.
I think they do get Shohei when it's all said and done. Yeah, decision by the end of the weekend. I think it happens before that.
Because why is it taking this long, Nick? What if he wanted to stay in LA, if he was going to remain in the state of California and sign with the Dodgers, it would have been done by now. And we've been harping on this. Why is it taking so damn long if he wants to stay in California? I truly believe that he's looking at his other options.
And why? And he flew across the country to come to, well, not across the country, but across 5 hours to get to Florida on the last day of his meetings. So
you couldn't have shown this guy pictures. You couldn't have given him a Zoom tour of the complex facilities. He wanted to come see it for himself. So that's good to me.
Yeah, I think he's in a. I don't. It's scary. Does anyone agree if he spent a lot of money for Ohtani and he doesn't play this year and only has 1 year, he could play after 2? I don't know that he could be gone. I don't think he'll. Do you think if we get him, he's gonna leave after 2 years? Is that what we? Do we think he's gonna? Or does it not matter?
I don't really care. I don't care. 2 years of Ohtani is worth it, and maybe it'll be a blessing. Maybe it'll help the Jays restart their rebuild here because they won't be able to sign Bo or Vladdy. So I don't know. I'm focused on this 2-year window that we've been talking about here, Nick, and the Jays can get something done in the next 2 years. And beyond that, we don't know. Springer is not getting any younger. Bo and Vladdy still don't have contracts. So who knows? How do you even forecast the Blue Jays past these next 2 years? I can't personally. So if Ohtani wants to leave after 2 years, so be it.
Yeah, I agree.
He fulfilled his service to the Blue Jays after that contract, and probably a World Series or 2 later, then he can leave if he wants to.
Yeah, Ohtani is very regimented, so the facilities are huge for him. And there were some comparisons to a dome. I know we discussed that in a prior video. Blue Jays Hot Stove coming out and saying, for what it's worth, my understanding is that Cody Bellinger is the plan B and was always the plan B for this front office, but there are concerns about how high his contract may go. Yeah, the thing with Ohtani is that you can convince Rodgers and any management to spend ridiculous amounts of money because you're going to make it back. Bellinger and other players don't really have that that luxury. Obviously, they will to a degree, but Ohtani is a different beast, and that's why they're willing to spend maybe even. I mean, I don't think it's going to go to 700 million, but I could easily see it going 650, 660, 10, 12 years.
It's interesting. It's very interesting.
I don't know if I would go up to 700 million. Will Shohei get free cable and internet? Yeah, Buster only. Like, there's so many baseball reporters, and I'm not entirely sure which ones to trust or not. But what I do know is that
it won't be 700 million
no, I
either,
don't think so either.
With the opt-outs. I truly think he's gonna opt out. Like, I don't want to be a pessimist here, but I think you're getting Ohtani for 2 years wherever he signs. So take that as you may.
Unless, I guess if they win the World Series and he wants to keep going, I mean the money. Unless he wants to get more money, maybe he re-signs or you can restructure a contract. I like to think that if we sign him, he's a J for life, Peter. So I'm just gonna stick to that narrative, whether it's realistic or not.
Or he can get hurt, and he could want the security as well. I mean, obviously that's not an ideal scenario, but
that's exactly why
you got to give him the option. It's got to be a player opt out, not like a mutual opt out.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, he's set for life anyway at this point because if he gets injured and he falls off a cliff, he's booked in for 10 years. And if he doesn't, he can just opt out and then whatever. So, I mean, realistically, we're not going to have this conversation. There is conversations about whether it's actually going to age well for the team that signs him. I think it will from a business standpoint, so they don't really care. But from an actual team standpoint, you could make the argument that after a couple years, it could, depending if you can't pitch, $600 million for a DH. But
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Do you think that
it's just so much money?
Do you think it has any risk? Shout out to over 700 in here. If you're new, hit the like button and also subscribe. Of course, we're on the road to 11,000. Go down if you're not subscribed. Click it and let me know because we're making big progress towards 11,000. It's crazy. It's crazy. Is Ohtani married with kids? I do believe so.
Is he?
You want to check that? Go on your phone.
I mean, I don't think it's that important. I don't know. Like, I don't really care enough to check it, but I think I
read it. I do believe he has kids. I don't know if he's married. I'm pretty sure he has. Maybe he doesn't. I'm checking.
Very handsome guy.
He is very handsome. Because I think, he does not have any children. Okay, so he's not. Why did I think
a wife? Does he have a wife?
I assume so. He's a billionaire. He needs to sign already.
Doesn't need. Maybe
not.
Doesn't want a wife.
Maybe that's very possible. You know what the weird thing is a lot of people are
living the life.
Are pushing him to sign and are upset because he's taking so long. But realistically, this is the biggest decision of his life by far, up to date. Yeah. So he's not gonna rush it for any reason, and no team is gonna rush him. So you think Ross Atkins is gonna say hurry up and pick a team? Especially if they know it's them. Ross could be home right now. Well, not home. He's at Nashville. He could be in Nashville hotel room, happy as anything, knowing they're going to get Shohei Ohtani. Or he could be scrambling to get Jorge Soler as a consolation prize.
I don't know if we read this report out. John Morosi said expected to decide on a team before the end of the weekend. I think we probably reported
I mentioned it. I just don't trust a thing John Morosi says.
Yeah, me neither. James, thank you, man. Thank you for the $10, James. I think he wants a one-way opt-out, i.e., player option. Yeah, that's what I've been talking about here.
I agree.
I think you're bang on that assessment.
It's not going to be mutual. It's not going to be mutual.
No, because then he loses his leverage, and then he doesn't want that.
There is no way. Yeah, I mean, and again, it's going to be probably 1 at 2 years, maybe even 1 at 5 years in case he gets bored. 1 at 8 years. Who knows? There could be. No team is gonna not sign him for any reason. Even if you're Ohtani and you say, "Can I have another $50 million?" $50 million in your mind. Rodgers does that, right? No doubt. Depending on where they're at. So it's he is going to take whatever it possibly takes to get Shohei Ohtani, and Rodgers is ready for it. But if he doesn't want to be there, he doesn't want to be in Toronto. But that's the thing where I think it's a positive for Toronto. If he didn't want to be in Toronto, I feel like he would have had his mind up. There's no way he's at his hotel room debating back and forth still. Maybe he is.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's just trying.
He flips a coin.
Yeah, maybe it could come down to that.
They should televise
And
it.
for
They should
any,
televise it if that's the
they
case.
should, they should. That is something that we mentioned earlier in the live stream. But for any of you gamblers out there, I know you guys have probably been looking at the odds to wonder where Otani is going to land or how you can make money off this entire situation. So on most betting sites, Shohei Ohtani to the Toronto Blue Jays is at plus 160 or plus 175. So $100 pays 260 or 275. It's a pretty good value right there. But I just saw from bookies.com, he's plus 600 to go to the Blue Jays. So 100 pays 700. It's pretty good value right there. And the Dodgers are plus 175. Like there's no team here at minus money. I don't know if these are updated or not, but I'm actually I might open an account and
Do it.
throw some money on that because
It also goes to show
insane.
how random it is. My son is listening at work. Shout out to Kyle from DAD or from Dad. Shout out Kyle if you're in here. Your dad is listening from work, or you're listening from work, and your dad's in here not listening from work. He's gonna give. Yeah, that's interesting. I've seen the plus 600. Very strange, but they have no idea.
I don't know if it's real though.
I saw that. No, I'm pretty sure it is. I think there's multiple on him. Nick already knows. You get a dono if he signs with the Jays. James, I'm ready. We'll have to actively change it. And we said, and Peter, I'm holding you to it. If we get Ohtani, we're going live obviously after we make our video or whatever happens, whatever order, and we're buying a jersey on stream. Or you'll buy yours and show the receipt. I'm doing it. You don't have to, but I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
And we'll get the color.
Are you kidding me, man?
And I'm putting it right behind us. Shout out from the States. Shout out Jason. Because I said also yesterday, I know you weren't, I think you were watching the train. I think I said it earlier. I'm also going to get a picture frame of Dave Roberts and put it right there for him leaking all the Ohtani stuff if he signs with the Jays, even though it's not going to be the reason why.
Do you really think
No.
it has any impact, but not a big impact, but any impact whatsoever? That's what I'm wondering.
I think at the very least, it's a bad look, but I don't think it would affect Ohtani's decision. But, I mean, because they asked the GM, they said, do you think it affects Ohtani's decision? And he said, I have no idea. That's literally what he said. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because
maybe if Drake spoke with Ohtani, he might sign. I think he would not sign if Drake spoke to him. No disrespect, but man, keep that guy as far away as possible from Shohei Ohtani.
Not a Drake fan.
I am a Drake fan. I like his music. I think he's very talented. But when it comes to sports, when it comes to
he didn't get Kawhi.
This guy's a curse. He didn't get Kawhi.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't keep Kawhi.
Yeah, like come on, man. This guy's a curse. Keep him away from your favorite teams.
Scott Boras, who once complained about the Blue Jays, quote, bird flu due to their lack of spending, said, quote, their bird feeder has arrived and they're spreading their seeds throughout Canada, no doubt.
Oh my goodness, that's so corny. Who said that?
Scott Boras.
Oh, that's so corny. I can't stand that guy, man. Can't stand that guy.
AKA, for all you out there unfamiliar, the Jays are going to be spending big. Very, very big. Moment Ohtani signs the Jays, yeah, Peter, we're going to have to get on it because the jerseys are going to sell out the instant that they go up. I wonder...
And I don't know if you saw this, Nick. I don't know if you saw this, but the Jays website, you weren't able to purchase any jerseys. They were down a couple of days ago.
I did see that.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there was this speculation from Rachel Dory. She's very well in tune with North American professional sports, used to work with the Vancouver Canucks in their analytics department. She said that the website was down, that you couldn't buy any jerseys. And usually when a team is preparing to make a big move, they suspend all those transactions in anticipation of having to make a huge number of jerseys. And in this case, it would have been for Shohei Ohtani. So I don't know how legit that is. I don't know if she's maybe just reaching for a story over there. Shout out to her. She does great work. But man, that was that made me think, hey, this is real.
I feel like most likely maybe they have them ready. Like not the actual jerseys, but the website. And they just launch the website and then do the jerseys after. I don't think it takes that long to make. I mean, there's going to be millions of people trying to buy jerseys. Millions at once.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I might have to like settle on one of those fake websites and get like a replica jersey, but I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Okay with that.
exactly. Yeah. Same thing. Website down plus the
Maybe
physical.
save a couple $100
Yeah.
too.
And you actually get it. There's probably already Ohtani jerseys made on those websites. We're not promoting any of them. We won't say any names, but J Shop Online retooling for massive sales. The Canada Day Shohei jersey would be electric stuff.
Oh man, that'd be nuts.
Girl who works in the store said they're doing inventory, so nope. Okay.
Ah, come on, Jessica. Why are you?
Peter, what are your thoughts
why
on this
killing
here?
my vibe?
Yeah. The time being spent on a decision could very well be being linked to negotiations between Rogers and Japan Television.
Look, I'm not a business guy. This is why I do this as a living, Nick. But I can't really get into the specifics of that. It's possible. I mean, all eyes in Japan are
Radio
on
guy.
Shohei Ohtani. Everyone knows who he is. I was in Vancouver last summer and I caught the Jays game in Seattle. I was at their weekend series over there. There was also the Taylor Swift concert at the same time, just to preface this. But I went for sushi in Vancouver, and the waitress was like, my buddy was wearing an Angels hat. She's like, "Oh, you know Shohei? You know Shohei?" And we're like, "Yeah, he's awesome, best player in baseball." And then she showed us this poster that she has in the kitchen of Shohei Ohtani. This like 60-year-old Japanese lady is a diehard Shohei Ohtani fan.
There's so many in
And
Toronto.
then she said, "Oh, he's super handsome." Also, and I agreed.
He is
He is
extremely.
very handsome.
Jay says our team's scrambling to translate everything into Japanese. Hey, at Google for that. They have Google for that. Just sign Ohtani, LB the Show franchise. Is it a sign? It might. It very well could be a sign. Oh, Ohtani. Jock Peterson hasn't even talked with the Phillies this offseason. That is wild. What are we? I don't know. I'm a bit nervous. Like, if I'm just scared, Peter. If we don't get Ohtani, I don't know what Jays are gonna do. Like, I don't know. Like, what do we do?
I don't know. Your guess.
Because that'll
is
be a
as good as mine,
disaster. Not in the sense of like, I don't know if I can blame Ross Atkins though.
No, definitely not. They're clearly in on him. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, it would be tough because all their resources, all their focus has been solely on Shohei Ohtani here. And if they don't get him, then they have to pivot, and they have to pivot pretty quickly. And we know that once Ohtani signs, everyone is going to start to sign because he's going to set the market. So the Jays are going to be in scramble mode, and they're going to be looking like crazy. Like, where do we go from here? Who do we go after? Where do we shift our focus to? And those are things that I don't know if Ross Atkins, I'm sure he has contingency plans here, but
What are
it's
they?
Shohei or bust as it seems right now.
Which means it'll be a double whammy because we don't get Shohei. He went to the Dodgers, obviously, and then we don't. There's no one really left. I mean, there is. That's not fair to say. There's a lot of people left, and then maybe they shift to the trade market and trade. You guys can have Bellinger. We're gonna get Ohtani. I mean, Bellinger wouldn't be horrible, but I don't know for $250 million. Like, he had one good season in between two bad seasons, or I guess after two bad seasons. But then before that, he had a ton of great seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So is he good or is he bad? We don't know. Angels can't get both.
No, I think Bellinger's a very good player. He was just hurt those 2 years that he had in LA. I mean, his shoulder wasn't working. He couldn't throw from the outfield. You could tell that his swing really changed. He kind of went to more of an uppercut type swing. So I think he was healthy last year. That's the player that you're going to get. But is 22 home runs and an 850 OPS going to be what gets you over the top if you're the Blue Jays? Don't think so. But 45 home runs and a 1,000 OPS from Shohei Ohtani, that's what gets you over the top.
Yeah, and I mean, and we also know that Bregman isn't going to be signing back, or isn't going to be traded, sorry, by the Astros. And I think Corbin Burns might
All right,
be...
Nick, you want to take some calls? Man?
Sure. We can, yep.
All right, let's do this. So I'm going to pin a comment here, guys, if you guys want to get a chance to call in. So it's very simple. We've done this, but not with this many people on the live. So I don't know how this is going to go out. It's my personal number, so don't call me or text me on after this live stream.
You got to stop saying that. It makes it worse.
Dicey. No, but it works. It works. People don't bother me. I appreciate the privacy. So text this number that I'm going to pin right here on the comment with your name and your number, and I'll give you a call.
If you want to, so if you want to talk, you can talk to us. We'll ask about. You can ask us any questions. What we won't do is no swearing, and no, obviously no dumb comments. I am ready to mute if anything gets dumb, but no dumb comments and just no swearing. And if you want to talk and have your voice heard, we can get it going. Which is while we're waiting for some news here.
Absolutely. So yeah, give me a text message.
Yeah, so text the name and number.
Shane is ready. Shane is ready to go, but you know what? We didn't get to Shane.
We'll start with Shane.
Yeah, we didn't get to Shane last time, so let's go with him right away. And I know Shane's been all in on the Ohtani train, so let's do it. Shane, I'm going to give you a call right now. Ryan as well. I'm getting a lot of the same people that we've had here.
Would be less risk and cheaper. Did Soto the Yankees get finalized? I'm checking right now, Boris. I don't think so.
It hasn't yet.
Like it's one of those things that is in quote finalized, but isn't. As Shane is ringing in. I have to pin Peter here in a second, so bear with me.
Howdy, boys.
What's up, Shane?
What's up, Shane?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine, man. Thanks for asking. Other than Nick always bringing up friggin' Soler.
He's a great player, Shane. He's a great player.
He's not a great player.
Great hitter.
Not a great player.
Great hitter.
If he is our one and only main acquisition this offseason, I am unsubscribing, and it's all going to be Nick's fault.
Well,
I don't blame you. I might unsubscribe, and it's my channel.
All right, but I figured I'd call in with the whole Soto thing going on. I'm actually kind of surprised that San Diego isn't holding off just a little bit, unless, like you guys brought up, maybe they did talk with Ross, and Ross obviously can't say nothing, and I can't even tell other teams because they'll blow up the Jays spot if they could. So maybe there is an indication from San Diego that, look, the Jays were really the only other team we could have got something from. They're going to be getting Ohtani. So let's just pivot to the Yankees, take their best offer right now, and wash our hands of the situation. I'm hoping that's what's going on at least.
Yeah. Peter, I'll let you take that.
Sorry, Shane. I was looking at my text message. You were talking about Soto here?
Yeah. Did you guys not hear that?
I'll take it over. I'll take it over. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's weird. I think that realistically, I'm going to ask you, Shane, this as well. Do you think that their offer would get significantly better if they wait for Ohtani to sign, or do you think they just saw the Yankees offer and said, okay, this is the best we're going to get anyways with Drew Thorpe, Michael King, and all these guys?
Well, again, we don't really know specifics because none of us are behind the doors talking with the GMs or anything, right? But I do feel that if they did wait, so let's just assume that the Jays didn't get Ohtani, right?
Yep.
And it's the Dodgers or the Angels or whatever miracle happens. I really do think Ross, just to save his own job, would have traded away Manoah, Tiedemann. They would have given Barger. They would have given Martin. They would have given anybody that San Diego wanted other than people off of the roster just to be able to say, like, oh, well, hey, we tried on Ohtani, but we've got Soto. Like, he's, the second best hitter or third best hitter in the league, and that's what we were missing last year, and they would turn it into that, right? And as a Jays fan, I wouldn't be too upset because, like, let's face it, we've had so many prospects over our life, or at least mine. I'm an old man now, but where they were supposed to be this, they were supposed to be that. We can go back as far as Lunchbox. What was his name? Lunchbox Snyder, I think his name was. The right fielder, small little guy back in like the early 2000s. He was supposed to be the next big right fielder for the Jays, and I think he played, 2 seasons with us, did absolutely nothing, and we probably could have got lots of actual established talent for him. So you can't hold on to your prospects. You can't do all that kind of stuff when you've got an established guy who can bring it year in and year out like Soto. Like, have we ever seen a player like Soto before? He's only still 25, and his career war's up in the 50s or something like that, and people are comparing him to Ted Williams of old. So yeah, you give up anything for that. Like, any prospect that they want, they can have, in my opinion. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I definitely, if I was San Diego, be waiting. Maybe we can squeeze an extra prospect out of the Yankees afterwards too.
I'd agree. I don't know why they're not.
I agree with that. I got a lot of heat for that last offseason, Shane, where I was saying, okay, you traded Dalton Varsho. You tried to make your team better immediately. Maybe it backfired, maybe it didn't. But then Brian Reynolds was on the trade market before signing that 8-year deal with the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I was saying, why not go all the way here? Why not get him too? Why not trade Tiedemann? Why not make your team much better? Because you're clearly trying to win right now. That was a win now move that they made for Gabriel Moreno and Dalton Varsho. So I'm with you on that. I'm not a prospect hugger. I don't like to hold on to prospects. Obviously, with Bo and Vlad, it was different because those guys were destined to be great and they had the pedigree as well in the minor leagues. But right now with Tiedemann, like, yeah, he's going to be good, but we're looking at the next 2 years here as the potential winning years for the Blue Jays. Like, this is the window of opportunity for them to get something done. And how much of an impact is he going to have in the next 2 seasons? That's what I want to know. I don't think much. Maybe this year he'll have a little bit of an impact in the rotation, and maybe next year he starts the year with the team, but there might not be a next year. Or what if the Jays flame out in the playoffs again, and then we're talking about a rebuild? So I don't know. I'm not a prospect hugger. I like to go for it, especially when you're close, when you're on the precipice like the Jays have been. So I'm good with that. I think you're bang on that assessment.
Yeah, especially with Tiedemann, the only way I think he does make any type of contribution over the next 2 years would be a catastrophic injury happening to, somebody like Gosman or somebody, Berrios goes down for the entire year or something like that. I just don't see him, like, they're not going to go to a 6-man rotation without Ohtani. He might come, late season, pitch out of the bullpen type thing, but you're right. Like, why waste the potential that we have with him and wait 3 years when Bo and Vlad could be gone in 3 years, right? So what good is having Tiedemann going to do if Bo and Vlad are not on the team anymore? And, Varsho still hasn't pulled up his socks and hitting 200. And, like, what is our team in 3 years if we don't, right?
Yep, I'm with you.
Yeah, but another way you could look at it, too, is that when your team does suck in 3 years, that maybe Tiedemann helps and jumpstarts that rebuild in a sense, but you're here to win, and you're here to win right now. And it's easy to acquire prospects in Major League Baseball because there's like 30 rounds in the draft, and you could find diamonds in the rough. I know they take long to develop, but you never know. You never know who could pan out. You see 30th rounders make the major leagues sometimes, and then they become serviceable MLB players. So you just never know with prospects. So
right, but look at all the true rebuilds that happen in Major League Baseball. They're on average 5, 6, 7 year long processes until you're actually considered now a World Series contender again. The kids,
like the Blue Jays,
contracts work,
like the Jays, yeah,
right. But now you've only got 6 to 7 years of control, depending on however you bring them up, send them down, type thing. So if a rebuild's going to be, let's just say, 5 years. Well, now that means you've really only got 2 prime years of Tiedemann. Well, now you've got to switch your focus to, well, can we re-sign him? Can we keep him? Now it's just a whole nother bag of stress that you're dealing with at that point.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Cool.
All right, boys. Well, I guess I chatted long enough. I want to get some more people up in here, get talking with everybody else. Thanks for having me again. I'm going to hang up and I'm going to listen.
Take it easy, Shane.
Thanks, Shane. Appreciate it.
You make some good points. I don't know why they don't wait. Clearly, they have something that they want to. Quickly in here, I answer a few chat questions before we get to the next one. If you're watching right now, hit the subscribe button. We're close to 11,000. Let's get there, everybody, by December 15th. Agent Scott Boras said the Jays remain constantly involved with his clients this season, and their bird feeder is full. Yeah, I mean, it seems like the Jays are all in on, Ohtani, on everyone. Just the question now is who is left. If no Ohtani, and ultimately I think Ohtani is the guy the Jays want. I think Ohtani is the guys the Jays get within the next few days. But Peter, I did not expect it to take this long at all.
Oh, well, I kind of did. I mean, this is going to be the most lucrative deal in Major League history, and it's not something that gets done overnight. So I know we all want him to sign, and I said we weren't getting impatient a few days ago. I think now we're getting impatient. We want this to happen, and it's killing me. It's killing me, man. I want them to get the job done.
Yeah, and Scott Boras, there's no such thing as a back catcher. Yankees are getting Bellinger. Yeah, no, they're definitely, the Yankees are out on Bellinger, assuming they get Soto. It's 3 a.m. in Tokyo. Announcement will be made during the daytime in Japan, which would be what, like tonight at like 12 hours from now? That's an interesting point. I mean, that's possible.
Sure. That's a good point. Yeah, I never really thought of it that way. But
if Ohtani's the one to announce it, then most likely it would be probably on his like Instagram or something.
Yeah,
which is cool. This is a big.
Interesting.
This is big news. Many going to the Red Sox. I don't know. It's all strange. I just assume Soto. I have Soto of the Yankees in my head now, and now we're just waiting for Ohtani to sign as well. And LeMahieu was confirmed as the Yankees' starting third baseman. It's a bit odd.
Well, that's good with me as a Blue Jay fan. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he is. He's washed. He's washed completely.
Sad to see because he was a good player, very good player in Colorado, and for a couple of years there in New York as well. But
I would trade Ricky Tiedemann. Nate Pearson was once our top prospect. Like he turned out. Yeah, I mean it's possible. They're not going to trade Tiedemann now. There's no one else to. I mean, that's not true. Maybe they do. I just don't think there's anyone else worth trading Tiedemann for at this point. Assuming you don't. You're not giving up anyone for the big guys. There.
I know. I heard this the other day, Nick. Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah.
I know he's got a no trade clause. I know he wanted to be in Cleveland, but they're clearly like heading towards a rebuild.
Yeah, I mean,
they're done.
I'd do that.
I'd
do that in a heartbeat. I just don't think I'd trade everyone for Jose Ramirez. Everyone.
Me too.
Everyone.
Me too. And maybe that's a guy that the Jays.
He's more valuable than Soto just because he has 10 years left of control.
Is it 10 years?
No, it's not. But it's like 5 or 6.
I think it was like 7.
Yeah, so it's like 5 or 6 left. So like there's a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of stuff going on. Do we have another caller we can take in the meantime here? Shout out to over 600 of you in here. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. We do we'll have a video dropping for you guys recapping all the Ohtani stuff shortly after the stream as well in case you aren't able to attend it all. But Peter, any more callers or are we
Yeah. So 2029 he'll be a free agent, Jose Ramirez. He's 31 years old, put up a 5 wins above replacement last year on a 7-year, $141 million contract. That's a bargain for that type of player. So
logistics dictate. Well, I think I would bring up later.
Definitely.
I would agree. He does seem unbothered by either outcome, Ross Atkins. But that's also what he does. He never seems bothered by anything. Especially when they lose in the wild card series 2 years in a row. It doesn't seem bothered either. So I don't know. I'm hoping. I'm praying. I don't see the White Sox. Luis Robert would be another guy. Like, there's a lot of guys available. We don't know if they're available, though. There's a lot of guys that could work. As we have another caller coming in. Text your name and number to that number pinned on the comment section if you do want to get in on the calling action. There's no swearing. I will mute if it goes to voicemail so his number doesn't go out there. Maybe we get Nick a space heater. I am freezing. I need to turn up the heat, but like when I turn up the heat, then it gets too warm with all the technology I have down here. So it's like I got it muted. It's all good. There's a jet just landing in Toronto now. Yeah, I mean he could be coming back. All right, Carter didn't answer, so you have another one lined up. I did mute, so nothing got out. Maybe we should start.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
Go to Harmon.
Let's get Harmon going. I'm refreshing now to see if there's any Soto news. Yeah, I mean, people are upset that Ohtani hasn't signed. I wouldn't be upset. It would take Manoah, Tiedemann plus, which I don't think many of us would be too happy with.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey, how's it? Good, Peter. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so here's my question. My question is this: so we've been hearing that the Blue Jays are in on Ohtani, they're in on Soto, but if now the Soto is going to the Yankees, does that mean we're getting Ohtani?
I would like to think so. I mean that's obviously been the Jays' number one priority here. So yeah, I hope so.
That's the optimistic way to think about it.
Definitely. What do you guys put the percentage that we actually land him now?
I'm at 40.
I said a 50-50. I think it's a toss-up between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. I don't think any other team has a legit chance to get him. So I'm at 50-50. And the one thing that I'm holding out hope for here, Harmon, is that if he wanted to be a Dodger, it would have been done already. And the Dodgers have all the other geological advantages or geographical advantages, whatever. And the Jays are kind of like punching above their weight class here, but they're still in the mix, and a lot of people have them as the favorite even. So I'm optimistic. I think 50-50 for me.
Do you think Dave Roberts talking at the press conference yesterday hurt their chances?
I don't think it affected much. I don't think it was a smart thing for him to do. I think ultimately it probably won't change the grand scheme of where he signs, but I mean, it makes no sense that he did it. And I think that maybe if it was 50-50 and something had to swing him one way, maybe it could have swung him. I just don't think it made a huge difference, though.
I just want to point out one more thing, that Ross Atkins during his interview yesterday seemed very giddy, very happy, like, just judging by his body language. So I hope we get Ohtani.
I hope so too. I'm praying.
So too.
I am praying.
We're all pretty giddy right now. I mean, we're all just waiting for something to happen, and we're seeing this opportunity unfold right in front of our eyes. And I'm envisioning it every night when I go to sleep. I'm like, wow, okay. Where's this guy hitting the lineup? What do we? How does the?
He has to hit number 2 in that lineup.
For sure, obviously. But I'm looking at the rest of the lineup and how it lines up around him, and just so many different possibilities. It's exciting, and
that's what makes it exciting.
Yeah, the fact that the Jays are in it, it's awesome. It's great.
Okay, thanks for taking my call, guys. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Harmon. Take care.
Bye.
I figure he confirmed a sign with the Jays because my Sportsnet app is down at the moment. No, I think ultimately, I don't know. I don't know where he signs. I think he signs with the Jays, but we could wake up tomorrow. We could wake up in an hour, and it could be the Dodgers. It could be anything. And I think Yamamoto is going to the Mets as well. Mets have begun installing. There's no way that's true. Yankees are still in on Soto, obviously. I'm a Jays fan too, but Jays only have 2 years to win it all before it's over. Ross was very happy in his interview; could hardly contain himself. I mean, it's a good point. But again, I don't think Ross knows yet. Like, I don't think Ross is fully aware yet of. I mean, maybe he is though, and that's why he's happy. Like, I don't know.
All right, so we got 2 more callers here, and then we're gonna wrap it up, Nick.
Cool.
We got Bernie, who we'll get to first, and then we'll finish off with Ryan.
Perfect.
One of our regular callers, one of our biggest fans. So shout out to you guys. Bern, I'm going to give you a call right now. Just stand by.
I've been disappointed before as well. We've all been disappointed as Jays fans. That's just the natural way. And again, we'll also, if Ohtani does sign tonight, we will be going live as well. Even if it's from Peter, places unknown, on a bathroom break or something, you'll find a way to squeeze in.
Bern, how's it going, man?
Not bad. I really enjoy your channel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Got any questions?
I'm thinking, they should have, put their eggs in a different basket. I mean, my opinion.
You mean not Ohtani?
Yeah, I mean they gotta get a couple bats in the lineup.
Yeah, so you're saying, I mean, I'm hoping they have their eggs in multiple baskets and not just Ohtani's basket, in the sense of, I think if they don't sign Ohtani, they'll have a backup plan ready to go. But realistically, I don't think they were going to get Soto anyway, and everyone else is kind of waiting. But I don't know, it's definitely a risk. Peter, do you have any thoughts? I mean, it is a risk.
Yeah, I think so too, but I'm sure they do have other contingency plans, Bern, but obviously the big news is Ohtani right now, and that's what everyone wants to know about. So they're keeping a low profile on that front, and they don't want to really commit to anyone until his decision is made. But I do think they have backup plans, because you can't go all out for Ohtani. It's such an astronomical amount of money. You don't know where he's going to go because he's been so silent on the entire thing. So I'm sure they have backup plans, but they don't want to let the fans down and telling them, yeah, we've shifted some of our focus to Jorge Soler or to Matt Chapman, bringing back Matt Chapman, So I think they're just looking right now to focus solely on Ohtani, and they'll shift pretty quickly to other pieces if they can't get him.
And can I toss one more thing in?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Atkins should bring back the home run jacket. Look good on Ohtani.
Yeah, I'm all in for that. If we get Ohtani, I'm all in for that. All in. Absolutely all in.
I really appreciate the call, and you guys have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
You too, Bern. Thanks.
Take care.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Shout out to Bern. Home run jacket if Ohtani comes back. What are we thinking about that? Morosi reports Ohtani makes his decision by Sunday. Yep. I hope it's earlier than that. I really hope it's earlier than that. I don't want to wait till Sunday, but maybe we'll have to wait till Sunday. Maybe I'm setting myself up for pain. Article up.
Sorry, Nick. Doug texted me as well, so I want to get Doug in there because he's a new caller.
Sure.
We'll get to Ryan and then we'll finish off with Doug, but no more after that because
we'll wrap it up. Go make some content for you guys. Yep.
Yeah. So I'll give Ryan a call right now.
Shane, what does it say? Does it say anything of interest? Shout out to everyone in here. Hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well if you're new. Let's get to 11,000 subscribers. It's the goal. It is the goal. And we'll be live for you guys again. Lots more this week. Sportsnet app and news feed is down.
Huh. What's going on there?
News coming? What's up, Ryan?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. So my question is, would you be willing to move on from a prospect like Brandon Barriera, like a guy, like he has obviously good potential, but he's been kind of injured, along with maybe like some other prospects for a guy like Randy Rosarena or like an Isak Paredes? Because if you're looking at Isak Paredes' numbers, consistently he's been improving every single year. He went from like a 500 to a 600 to a 700. Now he's at an 840 OPS. So I was just wondering if you think we should maybe do something like that, go get Paredes or Rosarena, because Rosarena has 3 years left of arbitration or something, and he's going to be a free agent after this year. So
it's actually a great question. It's a good question. Peter, what do you think? Paredes for Barriera? I think it depends on the Ohtani stuff. I think they might do something like that if they don't get Ohtani. They'll probably be stressed out and try to make a trade for a Randy or for Isak. But I don't know, Peter. Do you think a trade like that is if Ohtani doesn't sign, or do you think it's a complimentary piece if Ohtani does sign?
I think it's definitely possible, but I don't know if the Rays would be so quick to make a trade with Toronto, especially considering they're in the same division. They're always going back and forth for standings position. So I know that they're selling. They're looking to trade Tyler Glass now. They're looking to trade Paredes and Randy Rosarena. But I just can't see them trading him to Toronto. And it would be great. It would be great to add either of those guys because they would fill big-time holes. And even if the Jays do get Ohtani, I could see them wanting to add a left fielder and a third baseman like a Rosarena and Paredes. So I love that. I love that proposition. I just don't know if the Rays would be so quick to make a trade with Toronto.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's my only question. Hope you guys have a good day, and God bless.
All right, take it easy.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
See ya.
All right, we'll do one more. We'll wrap it up, and we'll be live again if anything crazy happens, or we'll make a video and all those things. Nothing too crazy happened. The Soto stuff is starting to pick up, but at the end of the day, hopefully the Blue Jays can land Shohei Ohtani. Peter, your head's on the screen. Any final? Shout out to all the support. You have one more call, right?
Yeah, one more caller. We're going to Doug here, and then we're going to wrap up so we can make
a couple videos.
Make the videos for you guys.
Your guys' support's been great. Over 500 in here.
It's pretty good for a midday stream. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Doug. How you doing, Doug?
Oh, not too bad. Yourself?
Doing good.
Pretty good.
So I just wanted to say, so I heard the other day on TSN, they were saying that Kikuchi is possibly involved with this. If he is, do you think the Jays signed him to an extension because he was involved with, helping bring Ohtani to Toronto?
Yeah, I'm all in. Give him a 10-year deal, lifetime deal.
Remember what I said the other day, Nick?
Kind of.
If Yusei Kikuchi helps the Jays land Shohei, you not only give him a lifetime contract, you build a statue of him outside the Rogers Center. That's what I say.
I agree. So the answer is yes. Give him if he has any say in it, give him everything he wants.
I give that man the extension the day after Ohtani signs with the Jays.
Yeah, the same day.
I named my firstborn after him.
But yeah, that's just my good question, and you guys do a great job and keep on doing good work.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate the call.
Yep. Have a good day.
You too. All right. That'll wrap it up. Peter, any words before we wrap up? Shout out everyone in here. Hit the like button on your way out. Hit the subscribe button on your way out. Over 500. It was it's a wild time. Hopefully it happens soon. Thanks, Shane.
Yeah.
Hopefully it happens soon.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Unfortunate that we couldn't break the Juan Soto trade live on this. I wanted to, but maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe he won't be a Yankee. So it's the silver lining that we could take out of this. But shout out to you guys. Over 500 people in here. Unbelievable turnout for a middle day stream on a Wednesday. I mean, great stuff. And couldn't do it without you guys. Unbelievable.
Yep.
Hopefully we get some big news coming soon.
Yeah, we'll have a video dropping for you if you want more Jay stuff in about a couple hours or so. So we'll be live when he signs. We'll be live in between that, and hopefully he signs soon. Everyone take it easy. Again, hit the subscribe button on your way out, and everyone have a good rest of your day, whether you're working, doing whatever you're doing, and take it easy. If it's exam season, study hard, and then hopefully this Ohtani stuff isn't hurting it too much. But thank you guys for the support.
Be a good person. Be a good person the next few days. Get some good karma on your side, and hopefully that results in Ohtani being a J. But just, be a good Samaritan, be a good citizen for at least the next week plus. Then maybe we could bring you guys some good news.